I changed my mind. I think that Code A medallion may be a little bit too big for me to wear.
Yeah.
I don't know. Here's our Zerg player. Winner of the last game, he is.
The next CoCa.
The next CoCa. Spawning at the 12 o'clock position on Metalopolis. Man, everybody's going with the black and white keypad combination now. It's so cool. Here's our Protoss player. Very popular overseas. His name is
Startail Squirtle.
Startail Squirtle. Definitely looking like a bit of a low-level Pokemon that last game.
Yeah. Startail Squirtle uses gateways. It's not effective.
Yeah, that's right. Not so super effective. Thanks to LG, Intel, and G-Skill, there's their logo, for supporting esports, for supporting the GSL. Huge thanks to them.
You know, CoCa, his best matchup is versus Protoss, so I'm not terribly surprised. Yeah. You know, he doesn't have a lot of experience, but he does do well against Protoss. He actually beat the winner of IEM, Startail Ace, last season. Knocked him out. That's why Ace had to requalify.
Oh, you're right, he did.
But then lost to Leenock in a ZVZ. So definitely some solid Zerg versus Protoss. And Squirtle's going to get in here and scout the gas first, and then the pool, and is going to know that this is going to be a speedling opening.
And that's
more than likely.
That's a pretty common opening in ZVP. That's the one that I think nearly everybody prefers to do. It's so risky to go hatchery first against Protoss. The reason being, well, one of the many reasons being that the Protoss player can simply put down a forge, cannon off or wall off your expansion with pylons, and then just put a couple cannons at your natural.
Yeah, you know, for a long time, every Zerg player would patrol a drone at the bottom. Oh, the Nexus gets down. Oh. And he actually, what, did he just go Nexus first again?
Nexus first again, yeah. Yep.
Okay, that's cool. Every Zerg was patrolling drones at the bottom of the ramp for a good 6-8 months, and I haven't seen it recently, even though, you know, people were like, oh, they patched it so it takes 3 pylons instead of 2 to get my ramp, you know, blocked off. I don't have to do that anymore, but people still do it sometimes, so.
Yeah, it's a little bit more expensive. Obviously, it's 100 minerals more expensive, but you can still pull it off. You don't see it done too often, but, you know, the potential is out there, and it's enough of a danger that you don't see a lot of Zerg players go that hatch first. The other thing, too, the thing that's maybe a little bit more common is just simply putting a pylon and some cannons outside the natural and not walling off. The reason for that is that then you're kind of playing a game of chicken with the Zerg. You know, they want you to have to warp in that stuff and lose that money. And you want them to warp in your hatchery so you can kill it. So it's kind of a game of who's going to cancel first. So
chicken indeed.
Chicken, yep. Now you're making me hungry, Moletrap. I've only had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich today.
Oh, man, I'm sorry.
It's okay. You know,
I had some leftover noodles. Yeah, didn't you say it was like $5 or $6 US?
Yeah, maybe I wasn't getting it from the right place, but I was at like some shady corner market. I heard you have peanut butter here. All right, but it costs you $7. And I paid it, so I wanted my peanut butter and jelly.
Fair enough. So Squirtle going again for the Forge expansion.
Oh, that's not a complete
single Zergling able to run around the back there since his second cannon isn't up.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to see what he goes. On Metalopolis before, again, watching his IEN games, he tended to go for air, but he usually kind of picks between ground pressure and air pressure depending on the map positions. If it's a close air, he'll go for Phoenix Harass or Void Ray Phoenix or something like that.
There's a hidden pylon and a hidden Stargate, but there's a Zergling right there behind the fog.
Oh my gosh, but he doesn't see it.
He doesn't see it, but as soon as that Zergling comes out, he's going to spot it.
Oh, Zergling's running by, getting into the main. And they're going to spot, hey, there's no Stargate here.
Yeah, I think he's going to know something's up there. Should be more buildings in the base of Squirtle right now.
This is really, oh my gosh, that Zergling. He's chilling there.
Yeah, he's going to see it at some point. It's only a matter of time.
Well, if he comes out from his little hidey hole.
Wow, a third base again, really fast from CoCa.
Interesting. Huh. Well, he ran into the base and saw there's only one gateway and a forge, so he knows he's not going to get attacked. It's actually really smart.
Yeah.
Based on what he knows, it's really smart to get that third base.
There's a Void Ray on the way too. Not only could this Zergling see the Stargate, it could also see the silhouette of the Void Ray being produced. Oh, the Zergling
no!
doesn't see it! You've got to be kidding me.
He runs out of the potential path of the Void Ray.
I can't believe that just happened.
Oh, he's going to try and check out the front door of Squirtle.
Whoa. All right, so Ro32 going out.
This is really bad.
That's not going to help against that Void Ray. Yeah.
He's only got 2 queens, not another one producing. A Roach Warren is in production, which is exactly what he does not want right now.
This is going to be such a shock.
Well, I mean, he wants a Roach Warren, but it's not going to help against the Void Ray.
Right, well, right now, I mean, if you would have seen that, I'm sure we'd be seeing a Spore Crawler go
Yeah.
up or an Evolution Chamber. I'm sure we'd be seeing more Queens going up, but none
Yeah.
of that's happening because he doesn't know it's coming.
Yeah, there's no Evo Chamber. There's still just the 2 Queens. He's just produced a Creep Tumor and injected, so he doesn't have any transfuses on those 2 Queens.
Boy.
And here comes the 2 Void Rays. Flying right over the former position of that Zergling.
That Zergling is going to be fired. That Queen is going to go down pretty quickly.
Oh, no.
There is nothing that can help defend it. The second Queen can't even come into the base because the 2 bases are not connected by Creep.
Oh, no.
This is a disaster right now for CoCa. And that second Queen is going to go down as well, even getting lifted. Things not going well at all for
CoCa desperately
CoCa.
trying to put down an Evo Chamber and a Hydra Den. There's a Phoenix in play, so even if he produces another Queen, which he is making 2 right now, which they won't be able to join up though, because of the creep, as you mentioned, he's going to lose so much.
Another Phoenix as well.
Oh, this is just painful.
All right. So right now, CoCa in a terrible position. Didn't scout the hidden starport, and now Squirtle is just annihilating his base with these Void Rays. And at the same time,
that poor Queen.
At the same time, Squirtle is not being touched at all. His economy is going splendidly. A lot of gateways coming out right now for Squirtle. This is going to be a perfect follow-up. Now it's time for the drones and the natural to die right after that Queen goes down. There is a Hydra.
He needs to lift those Hydras.
2 Hydras.
He needs to lift the Hydras.
I don't know if
or
they have
he
the
can
energy,
retreat.
though.
Oh, they may not.
Yeah.
Good call.
Those overlords can get taken down, though.
Did have the energy, actually.
Squirtle still doing pretty well economically. Hydras are out right now, and Squirtle's actually going to lose these Void Rays if he's not careful. 1 goes down.
Wow. Somehow, during all of this, CoCa managed to get the worker advantage. He's actually got 45 workers to 40 probes for Squirtle.
Huh.
That's actually really interesting. Somehow managing to hold that off despite, like, his main just being completely owned.
Well,
Spore Crawlers getting taken out.
The nice
Drones
thing
getting
is,
taken out.
if you're being attacked by something that your offensive units can't kill, you might as well just make drones, while waiting for the Hydra.
I guess that's true.
No, that's exactly right. A lot of players will kind of panic. Actually, this actually happens. A lot of Zerg players will panic and just make Zerglings when something like that happens because they think their brain goes, I need offensive units, and they don't really connect the fact that the Zerglings can't hit air.
Yeah. Well, that's actually a decent response to Void Rays to get those Zerglings, because then you can counterattack and often draw the Void Rays back. Or, if they've gone for Void Rays, they don't have an army. I mean, Squirtle had 1 gateway when he was attacking with those.
Right.
So actually
why.
a Zergling counter could have been pretty decent.
That's why air is so good. A follow-up after that Forge Fast Expand, because you can do that Zergling counterattack, but it's a little bit less effective than it would normally be because of those cannons and the wall off and things like that. So yeah, it's producing Zerglings is certainly something to do. I've seen July win games like that actually, but here's the fight right now. Squirtle with some nice force fields, and at this point there's just not a lot of offensive units for the next CoCa.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to lose his 3rd. He does have a lot of Hydras and Roaches coming in, though. But the Stalkers are all at full health. Nice force fields. He needs to start lifting again. But too many reinforcements. And CoCa losing his drone advantage there, but holding off this attack.
Yeah, those
barely
Hydras
pushing it back. Squirtle may not be done yet, though. Again, with, let's see, 7 gateways, 7 warp gates right now for Squirtle. So he may just try and push this home. He does have an advantage.
He could. The thing is those Hydras do so much damage, and I think CoCa's ahead on the upgrades again as well, at least he will be now. More Stalkers coming in right now for Squirtle. He has Zealots this time, which also do pretty well against Hydralisks if they can close the distance.
Yep, he did target down those Phoenixes. Yep. Lots of Roaches and Hydras being rallied to this location, and Squirtle getting pushed back again, warping in another round of units. He's got 3 Force Fields or Guardian Shields. 3 Force Fields on the ramp, trapping those Hydras and Roaches. That is exactly what he needed to swing things back in his favor in this battle. The Roaches on the outside cannot help in this battle, and Squirtle slowly, trying to even things up in army. He's still behind about 20 supply.
And at this point, the next CoCa can't really sustain that constant Roach and Hydra production, so we're going to have to see him switch to something else which won't be as effective. And so Squirtle, if he keeps the pressure on, he could take out the 3rd possibly, but it looks like he is going to just pull back for now, deciding he's done enough damage. Both players pretty even for supply. What does a worker count look like at the moment?
It's almost even.
43 to 39. All right, in favor of Squirtle. 45 to 39.
He had to fight with drones there for a minute, so he did lose 8 to 10 drones or something in that battle.
All right, so both players kind of trading blows a little bit. The initial Void Rays were pretty successful, although Squirtle did maybe lose some when he didn't really need to. And I bet CoCa's just got to be kind of wondering where those came from, too, because right now, I don't know if he's even yet seen that starport. Or Stargate, rather.
I don't believe, no, he hasn't, so.
Zergling's coming in, trying to get the star. They're going to pull back because they see all those sentries there. Good decision there.
Yeah, he needs to pick where he fights.
Comes CoCa.
It's going to be very important. He actually fights in the open, which is good for CoCa. And
very smart, pulling those Zerglings away when the force fields go down.
Yeah, that was really good of Squirtle to not fight there all out. It was good to put down those force fields and fall back to a place that's a little bit better for his army. He wants a smaller choke so the Zerglings can't run around. Yep. And he might actually get trapped though.
Oh, those sentries taking some damage.
Zerglings right coming from behind.
Beautiful flank right now by CoCa, getting those Zerglings in on the sentries. The sentries don't have a lot of energy either, only 2 force fields. And this is looking pretty bad for Squirtle now. Can he warp in enough units to save him? He doesn't have enough gas to keep up with Stalkers. He can only produce Zealots. Those will not do very well against the army of CoCa.
And GG.
Wow.
Wow.
Uh-oh. Man.
Squirtle, 3rd place in the World Championships of IEM. A very, very strong player. Resident of GSL, many seasons, has been eliminated by a relatively unknown CoCa, who is very relieved.
Squirtle, obviously not happy with that. That's the 2nd season in a row that he got knocked out of GSL Code A in the round of 32. Ouch. You know, we're going to see a lot more of him around there, though, because he has been really good in the team league.
Yeah, he did extremely well in the team leagues.
Yep, he's one of those Korean players that actually does like to go to other foreign events. So we'll be seeing a lot more from Squirtle. And we'll also be seeing a lot more from Zenex CoCa as he advances in Code A. So pretty exciting.
Some very, very solid play by CoCa.
Yeah, very.
Some pretty good crisis management during those Void Rays. I mean, Squirtle used Void Rays, and they were super effective, but he's just had that 3rd base up. And because he went for that 3rd base early, he kind of had that to fall back to, droned that up, and was still on 2 base, even while he was holding that off.
Getting that 3rd base early was really, really helpful.
Yeah, if he hadn't scouted nothing in Squirtle's main and gone for that 3rd, then he would have had maybe more Zerglings on the ground instead of drones, and wouldn't have been as equipped to handle that in the long run.
Well, that Void Ray attack against the 2-base Zerg would have done a lot more damage. Yeah, because basically he killed everything in that main base. But because there were 2 bases that, hadn't even been touched yet, that's the advantage that CoCa needed.
It's good play. Good stuff. Both games, Squirtle attempting to be aggressive and getting shut down, and CoCa out-macroing him. So
yeah, really good unit control, too. Never really getting anything trapped by force fields too much, a little bit. It's hard to avoid it completely.
It's impossible to avoid it completely,
But doing a really good job with unit control as well. So I was actually really impressed by CoCa.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Looking to see more of him in the future. Now, he is actually going to play in the round of 16, the winner of our next match, which is going to be a Protoss versus Terran. Noblesse, who we've seen a little bit before, and Tassadar, who we've also seen a little bit before, are going to be battling it out. We haven't seen a ton from either of them, though, so a little bit unknown what's going to happen here, but they both should be about evenly matched, so I'm looking forward to another set of good PVTs.
Yeah, well, Noblesse, known as Cute for You, and of course Tassadar around her previous GSL. But we're going to get the game started.